This hose bib has been leaking since the day we bought the house, so today it's time to fix it. So here's what we're working with. We've got a 3/4 inch copper tube going out to the hose bib. We've got this shutoff valve here that doesn't work at all. I've tried to tighten it down as much as possible, nothing happens. And then this is connected to a 1/2 inch copper tube. The Sillcock that I got is 1/2 inch, so it needs to connect to this 1/2 inch copper tube, which means I need to cut this on the 1/2 inch side, get rid of all of this, and then pull this out and splice in a new piece of 1/2 inch copper pipe, which I have out there, and connect that to the end of the Sillcock. So I'm gonna try to do that all right now. I hope this goes well, because if I cut this tube and it doesn't work, I don't really have a great option to turn the water back on. So wish me luck. Well, that was not ideal. I probably should have opened the valve on the outside first. That's fine. This will dry out. I'm not too worried about that. But that was interesting. Cool. Not exactly what you want. Water draining out into the crawl space. But I hope that stops soon. Maybe. Okay, the next step is to cut this piece so I can pull it out from the outside. Let's do that. Oh my god. Fun doesn't stop. Okay, hopefully this will pull right out. And it does indeed. Nice. That is done. Cool. New one fits. Time to hook up the inside. So there's actually a T connection right here that used to go to this old copper pipe that is no longer connected. So I think what I'm actually going to do is cut right here, just so this is gone. Any soldered joint like that, I assume, is always going to present an opportunity for leaks. So while I'm down here doing this, I might as well just get rid of that, I think. This is also going to give me more room to work, because the SharkBite pipe reamer tool that I have is kind of long and needs quite a bit of room to spin around the pipe. So having the working space a little more open will be nice. Cool, now that that's done, I'm going to ream this out to make sure there's no burrs on the inside, and then I will ream out the outside, mark the depth for the SharkBite connector, and then go and cut my copper pipe outside to make sure we have the right length. Okay, nice. The inside feels good. Time to do the outside. Take the 1/2 inch setting here, and this is the tool that I was talking about, where it's nice to have a little bit of room, well, necessary to have a little bit of room to work with it. Cool. Now the inside and outside of that are nice and smooth. Now I can take my Sharpie, make a mark right here to indicate the depth of the connector. Now I can take my connector and throw it on there. Okay, I think that's good. Now I can take my measurement for my new section of pipe, This is really awkward. Not sure how to best do this in this tight space. Okay, that looks like 22 3/8. One other thing before I get out of here and turn the water on. I don't exactly love how there's kind of an angle here. The pipe coming in is at one angle and the pipe going out is at another, which kind of means that this fitting is not, it's not bridging two pipes that are at the same angle. And I'm assuming it's going to have the best chance of success if it is bridging two pipes at the same angle. So I'm going to try to take this strapping that I got at the store and prop up this part so it's at more of a straight angle. And that's also going to help the other side be a little bit straighter as well. So let's try that. Need to be a contortionist to work down here. Maybe a little hard to see, especially on a wide angle lens like this, but that is much straighter. So if that plastic strap lasts and doesn't crack or break, we should be good to go. So I'm going to put the original pipe insulation, well actually no, I'm going to wait to put the insulation on until I see if this thing leaks or not. So time to turn on the water, moment of truth. The water is on, I am back, and it looks like there are no leaks that I can see, at least, or here. Time to hook up a hose to the outside and see how that does. Inside is hopefully done. I still haven't put the insulation on because I want to make sure that everything is good before I actually seal everything back up. But one of the last things to do here is to take some screws and actually secure this to the outside. So these are just some 2-inch deck screws. They're exterior rated, so they should be fine for this. That is super solid from what I can tell, so we should be good. I don't want to push it, I don't want to tighten it down anymore. I can always come back and tighten it if it gets loose. All right, final test. Water is on, hose is hooked up. Looks good, make sure there's no leaks in there. All right, seems like we are good to go. So, project done. I'm just gonna go back in there and put the insulation back on the pipe and we'll be done. Everything is leak-free. So, it is time to put this pipe insulation back on and get out of here. Job complete. So I'd actually say that went pretty well for my first ever plumbing job. A few things that I wanted to pass on at the end of the video here. Just a small note that at first I thought that copper pipes were measured by their outer diameter. Turns out they're actually measured by their inner diameter. So there was a moment there before I did anything on camera where I went and measured the pipes with some calipers just to make sure I had the right parts. And I was getting some weird like 0.6 odd decimal number for the outer dimension of the pipe, and I thought I'd ordered the wrong parts. So I started looking for like I think like a 5/8 copper pipe online and didn't really find anything. So yeah, lesson number one that I learned, copper pipes, inner diameter. And then secondly, how did the SharkBite stuff turn out? I think pretty well, surprisingly well. For some reason, I didn't expect them to work very well. I don't know why. It seems kind of magical that you can just push these two copper pipes together with like a 1/2-inch overlap, and there would be a watertight connection that doesn't leak. But it worked surprisingly well. They're a little bit hard to push together, especially I think in the crawl space with very little leverage. But yeah, overall, really nice. I think the only downside to them is their price. They are pretty expensive, and I imagine that's why no plumbers would ever use them, because the cost would just be prohibitive. But if you don't want to learn to solder copper pipe, they're a great alternative. Yeah, so far no leaks. I kept going back down there.
for a couple days afterwards, kind of expecting to see a leak, but none have appeared. So far, successful. I think I will definitely keep using SharkBite stuff in the future if I have to do any plumbing type stuff. So that's it for this one. In the next video, we'll be finishing up the crawl space. So if you want to see that, subscribe. All right, see you in the next one.